What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Wow. Welcome to the Friday show. It's the MG Show. It's Friday where we got Rumble Premium. After this, you're not going to want to miss it because we're talking about antitrust, and there was a big antitrust ruling that just happened as well. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Fortune 500, the Springs, who are the Rothschilds, the Payseur assets, and all of that in hour number 2. Make sure you get your Rumble Premium. You're not going to want to miss this one. Shady Groove, welcome to the MG Show.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for supporting independent patriot journalism here, where we are tracking down the actual truth of your country and also following along as Donald Trump is reassociating who we are as a nation with the republic that was intended to be by the founders of the nation, which is amazing. The center theme of that reassociation would be tariffs. We love tariffs. Tariffs are the greatest thing that mankind ever invented to sustain a country without a king. Tariffs are the way of the future, but we have all of these people associated with the Federal Reserve, and boy, oh boy, can we connect them, that just really seem to have a problem with these tariffs. All these people, Jeff, that have all of this hundreds of millions of dollars worth of investments in China seem to be very concerned about the tariffs. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of that, and how does that connect to your current real economy, and how does it connect to Chairman Powell over there, who is preventing us from being able to buy a house. And by the way, Jeff, I just have to announce that I noticed we now have a pop-out chat in Rumble.
Yep. And I wanted to just kind of tie that to the dinner last night that Trump had. All of the influencers, guys. Like, for example, Elon was invited to the White House, and he had a prior engagement. He had somebody fill in for him. Everyone that badmouthed Trump last night, you look foolish again. This tech dinner happens every year. This is how you keep jobs in the United States. Some influencers cannot see the big picture. Why? Because they're uninformed and clickbait bullshit artists. Because you don't have a seat at the table. They don't have a seat at the table, and your opinion is moot at best. Guys, that was a quote from 0 Hour. Believe it or not, 0 Hour and I are friends now, Shady, and I'm kind of liking it because he's actually rip roaring. The guy's rocking it. He used to attack us, but look, we support President Donald J. Trump. Okay, we don't support these Indian paid influencers going against Donald Trump, and that's crazy too, Shady Groove. There's a lot of stuff going on out there where people don't understand. Like Larry Loomer last night says, I'm just going to pretend that the last night never happened. Well, you better pretend it happened because we got American investments, okay? We got investments from global companies into America. Do you understand what the Payseur Trust is? Do you understand what the United States of Body Politic of America is? Do you understand how we're getting the trust back to America? Does anybody even get that? No, because they're not watching hour 2 of our premium of the Pandora's Political Elite box, Shady Groove.
That's exactly right. And look at exactly what you're saying. You're saying we're going to forget that the largest companies on earth just decided that they were going to invest almost $2 trillion back into the real economy of America, where the trust that Jeff is talking about opened the doors and allowed them to leave. The reason that they left to begin with is because the trust told them that America was going to be destroyed. Therefore, they set their posts up in foreign lands for the last 50 years, 40 years. It's the whole tech industry. It's even bigger than that. Look at what they've done around the world. They didn't invest in America. They invested in Asia. They invested in Europe. They invested in Africa. But they didn't invest here. Why? Because they were told that America wasn't going to be here. Well, now that is not the case, my friends. Just like what Jeff was saying. Everybody acts like they're poo-pooing this. No, this is America winning. This is you winning. And I don't really care what kind of skirmish that I had with anybody in the past. What I care about is you guys getting on the track to support Donald Trump and quit this nonsense. This Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, engineered, Steve Bannon, General Flynn, freaking nonsense.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And, look, there's memes going out there, fake memes and stuff. But here's one that actually tickled me a little bit, Shady. I do have to admit that this one made me laugh. First Lady Melania Trump said, Donald, Bill Gates is creepy. Would you switch seats with me?
That is funny.
I agree with that. Look, I agree that these people were allowed corruption, okay? Because they were allowed corruption because they were part of the global elite, taking jobs from you, the American people, and giving them to other countries at a cheaper rate. It's called slave labor, okay, guys?
Yes.
Let's be honest and call it what it is. The iPhone Tim Cook, they have kids jumping into nets because they want to commit suicide because they don't like making iPhones for you. So let's make them here. Let's make stuff here and give people that want jobs and good paying jobs. Let's get them good paying jobs. Let's get them, to work again, feeling comfortable and proud of doing something for society. That way you can buy your car, you can buy your house, but Jerome Powell's too late. We are fighting the Federal Reserve. We are basically restructuring. The whole Federal Reserve structure is changing, okay? And with this meeting last night, it was very telling that who's in control, Shady. Trump is in control, yes. Period.
Yeah, and effectively, if you look at it just right, at what happened last night, this could be included in the bucket of things that we're using to soften the Fed. We're trying to soften the target, everybody. If you've not noticed what's going on, number one, we had the one person that basically Trump forced to resign like 2 months ago, the one governor. He's made an appointment, Marin, that they're not approving. Why aren't you approving his new federal governor appointment? Then we got Lisa Cook. We're giving her a hard time too, aren't we? That's another governor at the Fed. Then we got Thomas Massie, Rand Paul, and Ron Paul all yammering. Where are they from? They're from Kentucky. Where is Fort Knox? Who controls the value of the gold? The Federal Reserve controls the value of the gold. The Federal Reserve controls the interest rates. The Federal Reserve also controls the money supply. They are failing on all three of those fronts. So Trump is targeting them, and we are, quote unquote, softening the target by bringing investment back into America. You'll see today in our premium episodes how that move is undermining their current globalist structure that they wished for your future.
I'd also like to point out General Flynn is saying the Epstein stuff isn't going away.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. You've got your fake MAGA also in on that. And, that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. So let's read what Trump says about the confused and badly failing Democrat Party. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Since we brought it up.
Yep.
So the confused and badly failing Democrat Party did nothing about Jeffrey Epstein while he was alive except befriend him, socialize with him, travel to his island, and take his money. They knew everything there was to know about Epstein, but now, years after his death, they, out of nowhere, are seeming to show such love and heartfelt concern for his victims, who actually got paid off, guys, okay? They got paid off, and they may not even be real victims, and they were very well dressed, okay? Does anybody really believe that? Where were they during his very public trials and for all of those years before his death? The answer is nowhere to be found. Now, dying after the DOJ gave thousands of pages of documents in full compliance with the very comprehensive and exacting subpoena from Congress, Epstein case was only brought back by life by the radical left Democrats because they are doing so poorly, with the lowest poll numbers in the history of the party, 16%. While the Republicans are doing so well, among the highest approval numbers the party has ever had, the Dems don't care about the victims, as proven by the fact that they never did before. This is merely another Democrat hoax. Okay? All caps, hoax. Just like Russia, Russia, Russia. I give you 3 stars why he says Russia, Russia, Russia in general. And all of the others, in order to deflect and distract from the great success of a Republican president and the record-setting failure of the previous administration and the Democrat Party. The Department of Justice has done its job. They have given everything requested of them. It's time to end the Democrat Epstein hoax and give the Republicans credit for the great, even legendary job that they're doing. Make America great again.
How inspiring.
Wow.
Isn't that an inspiring message to like talk around all of these people? And isn't it an interesting optic that you've got Ivan Raiklin on the ground with Gloria Allred and Thomas Massey and that whole thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene encouraging it and being part of the organization of it. And at the same time, you've got Liz Crokin out there, and you got Flynn supporting it too, by the way. But then you've got Liz Crokin out there saying that, oh, well, these people that are attacking Donald Trump and attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene, leaving out the idea that this whole thing is being organized by the Flynn cult. It's unbelievable the way that they are driving you at the thesis, antithesis control of the narrative through the InfoWars Stratfor built military psychological operations network that this show is immune to. We have inoculated people against this nonsense, and it's amazing to see all of you, by the way. I just want to give some credit where credit is due, Jeff, because I'm seeing some unbelievable insight from people out there that are associated with this show that can see through this stuff clearly, and you are calling it out very, very well. Thank you so much. And by the way, Twitter's starting to bury your comments in underneath them because they can tell that you're getting attention by standing up to their BS.
Here's one right here. Real Iron Eagle says, the ones attacking POTUS and calling him a pedophile protector are the same ones who did nothing to protect children while they were accepting large donations from Jeffrey Epstein. Prove me wrong. I can't.
We can't.
I can't prove you wrong.
That's a fact.
And by the way, why don't we help some algorithms here? If you guys have, where's your interview, Bannon? Go ahead and get to that one. Tell them MG Show sent you. Get that out there. Repost it. Prove them wrong. You can't.
Yeah. And all these people do nothing but sit there and talk about Epstein all the time. Or they, like I said, they're trying to control both sides of the conversation, guys. And we can be MAGA without them. We can completely start to step away. And that's essentially what this show is doing. We are stepping away slowly but surely. Every single day we get further away from all these people who claim that they are somehow connected to media. They are not media. They are propaganda for the status quo.
Yeah, it was funny. Pete Santilli, I laughed because he said General Flynn is working with DHS and Tulsi Gabbard and all this stuff behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
He can't prove that. He's I worked for the White House. He says, who cares? You're an effing shill for Flynn. This is a Trump movement, okay? Any Flynn stuff is garbage. In fact, let's look at this. These are the recently declassified documents that appear to be a timeline related to Michael Flynn. This looks like he's in with them, guys, okay? And
it's marked the way you could read it.
It's marked as draft with attorney, client, and deliberative process privileges. So on 12/20/16, a meeting involved Director of National Intelligence, DNI, and Deputy Director. On 1/3/2017, a Deputy Director provides information to DNI Clapper, per his request. At 1/4/2017, following a POTUS session on Russia, a small group discussion is requested. 1/5/17, a call discusses whether to represent a Logan Act violation. 1/26/17, Yates and McCord briefed the White House counsel, but do not disclose Flynn's FBI interview. Read that again, Shady.
Did not disclose the FBI interview.
For Flynn. 1/27/2017, AG Yates. These are all very familiar names in Q-Post, guys. advises on taking from the White House counsel to tasking the White House counsel to review Flynn. On 2/2/2017, Eisenberg reviews information at White House. 2/8/17, McCabe calls Eisenberger regarding the Nakashima article. On 2/10/17, McCabe and Priestap provide Nakashima an article to White House for a review. And just 3 days later, Flynn's resignation is announced. This timeline also includes questions about flagging conversations where DOJ expresses a desire to have the FBI inform the White House of inconsistent statements. I think, and look at what she's got. Look at what she's got. Does this look like underreporting?
It is underreporting.
But the intent to prep or getting parties on the same page, and Flynn is in there, guys. And by the way, this document it's down for maintenance now. Look at this. This document is not populating, but I did get, let's see. Here it is here. Let's just play this because let me read this too. Michael Flynn did not disclose his active presidential level security clearance to Donald Trump when he joined Trump's 2015 campaign as an advisor. Granted, during the Obama administration, Flynn's clearance remained valid despite his 2014 dismissal and was due to expire in 2016. Plants need water? Let's watch. Listen to your president.
That Russia is a phony story. Which part of it is phony?
The concept of Russia with respect to us is a total phony story.
Meaning
Now,
the Trump campaign.
of course it's a total phony story. In fact, I just heard where General Flynn got his clearance from the Obama administration.
But you don't mean
Excuse me. And when he went to Russia, I didn't realize this, when he went to Russia, it was 2015, and he was on the Obama clearance. When General Flynn came to us, as you now know, he already had the highest clearance you can have. I think the same clearance as the president of the United States would have. He had this really high clearance. And by the way, they're so devastated because this only came up 2 days ago.
Let me ask you this,
why
sir.
wasn't this reported months ago? But I watched one of your other competitors, and they were devastated by this news because you know what? That kills them. That's the end of that subject.
You don't think
That's the end of that subject. That is the end of that subject. And then he's fired. The president did not know General Flynn was under any investigations. He would have made a different choice, period.
He also didn't know he had security clearances.
Presidential level.
So therefore that
To go to Russia.
But that means you have to understand what that means. That means that they keep screaming at you that General Flynn is a hero because of the Obama fired him and told Trump that to watch out for General Flynn. They didn't revoke his security clearance. So he never had a security clearance revocation occur. Therefore, he wasn't really quote unquote fired. He was optically fired.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Took a rubber bullet.
And Trump didn't know that he had that type of clearance at the time. And that's what he's expressing frustration there, because if he'd had known that Flynn had that type of clearance, he could have characterized the events that occurred around the Russia narrative to begin with differently.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, guys. It looks like in that, let's just look at that timeline again. This looks like he was involved. Okay. Look at that. This is all happening. And then this is, what I took the data from. I had AI do it. And this is a much better reporting than What's Her Nut. Okay. This is a much better reporting. And, you've got to understand the Q post in order to understand that Flynn was there to hide chain of command White House Obama crimes. His first strike was to cripple. Wow.
Also to let you guys know that it is being noticed. To my comment that I made earlier, it is you are being noticed and you are being considered a problem. Just so that you know that by the perpetrator that we are speaking about right now. They understand that we're on to them. They understand that we are uncovering the biggest story. This is deep. Listen, Arabella is a huge story. And all these other things, there's a number of other things I could point to that we've done that we were ignored for that are massive stories. There is no story bigger than this. There is no story bigger than the United States military working in tandem with the federal government and Congress and the media to generate an optic that you are violent on J6. to generate reporters, to have people in place, to make it seem like, to get the National Guard to stand down, to work together with Nancy Pelosi, to work together with the informants on the ground, to work together with the military-industrial complex, to stand down the National Guard and to not allow the Capitol to be secure, meaning they basically opened up the Capitol to allow random people that they had placed in the
Crowd.
in the crowd to come inside and be close to elected representatives. The absolute opposite of anything you could ever imagine as security, guys. They're supposed to be security. And they breached the security at the Capitol intentionally through the military actions, and higher-ups General Charlie Flynn with his brother General Michael Flynn on the outside, and all of these networks that are currently attacking Donald Trump over Epstein, those were the people behind it. All the ones, the Jake Langs of the world, the Enrique Tarrios of the world, the Roger Stones of the world, all involved in this. If this is not the biggest story that has ever happened in America as a coup against the sitting president in 2020, I don't freaking know what is, guys. Maybe I'm off my rocker here.
All while acting patriotic. And they're acting like they're for President Trump, but they're not.
Shoving patriotism, but censoring this show. Telling you that we are like the CIA, like we're like this. What? Because
I'm honored that they think we're smarter than them.
they know we're smarter than them. That's what
Real
it is,
quick,
everybody.
too, the timestamp of that post of the Epstein with the Russia in it is panic mode. Enjoy the show.
It is what it is, man. Like I said, maybe I'm not over the target. Maybe we are. And if we are, by God, there's nothing even close to this story anywhere in media. No one is even coming close to, and this is the reason we've taken the heat. And I think this is the reason we were taking the heat immediately to begin with, because they could see something in the two of us. They could see that we weren't part of them. And because we weren't part of them, they knew we weren't controlled. So they immediately moved to try to bring us in so they could figure out stuff on us and smear us in the public. And guess what? They found out that Jeff had a couple speeding tickets. That was about the extent of it. So that didn't work very good.
I can't drive.
55.
All right, so Elon was invited to the White House. He had a prior engagement. Everyone that badmouthed Trump looks like crap and foolish again. This tech dinner happens every year. This is how you keep jobs in the United States, our country, okay? Some of these influencers cannot see the big picture, but you guys can. You were amazing. And because they don't have a seat at the table, their opinion is moot. Let's watch Trump hosting the top tech CEOs, guys. This is actually really good. And you'll see who's the boss here, okay? There's a new sheriff in town, Shady.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Very much, everybody. It's an honor to be here with this group of people. They're leading a revolution in business and in genius and in every other word I think you could imagine. There's never been anything like it. The most brilliant people are gathered around this table. This is definitely a high IQ group, and I'm very proud of them. I know all of them indirectly, and I know some of them very well, but I know everybody at the table indirectly through reading about you and studying, knowing a lot about your business, actually. We're making it very easy for you in terms of electric capacity and getting it for you, getting your permits. We're leading China by a lot, by a great amount. And I just wanted to, the press was going a little bit crazy because they saw this group together. So I thought we would let you have a little access, maybe describe some of the great things that you're doing with your company. I know, Mark, you're building some buildings that are as large as Manhattan. That was pretty good, right? It's pretty good. So I thought you'd say a few words, so we could take a couple of questions later, maybe. Mark, would you like to say a few words about the company?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's, sorry, should I turn this on?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together. And, I think, all of the companies here are building, just making huge investments in the country in order to build out data centers and infrastructure to power the next wave of innovation. So it's, we don't often get together as the CEOs of the different companies, but it's good to see everyone.
How much are you spending, would you say, over the next few years?
Oh, gosh. I think it's probably going to be something like, I don't know, at least $600 billion through 28 in the US. Yeah.
It's a lot.
No, it's significant.
That's a lot. Thank you, Mark. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Great to have you. David, you've done a wonderful job in working with the White House, a great expert. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor to work here at the White House and to work for you. You really care about this industry.
It might be all BS and nice words by Zuckerberg, but you got to remember who's in control, okay? When there's a president that's in control, these people want to make money, okay? That's all. They're profit oriented. Your president is representing you, the people, and these people have to capitulate. Do you guys get it?
He's bending them. He's bending them to your will. So he's basically taking what they thought was their own will, and they said, oh, we're going to go do whatever the hell it is we want to do. Trump said, no. You're going to bring your ass back over here, and puts them in the corner. It's like they're being put in timeout.
Yep. John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt says, let Trump cook. Yes, exactly right.
Because the dinner is always
All
good.
Americans, and I think you've done a tremendous amount already to unleash our innovators and also help build out the infrastructure of the country. And it's doing a lot, not just for tech companies, but for ordinary working Americans, the construction industry, the trades, electricians, carpenters. There's a boom happening right now in AI because of what President Trump has done in terms of stimulating investment. It's going to benefit all Americans. So it's really a thrill to be part of. And this is a really incredible group that you've assembled here. And
What I also want to say is, let me see, Agent Miami says, Trump must remain neutral. So do you remember that Q post that says nobody gets a free pass after naming all these people? That means investing in America. There's your free pass. It's not free. You've got to invest in America. That's basically a Q proof.
It doesn't mean you're going to be strung up in Gitmo.
Exactly.
it's like I said, it's just a great honor to have a foot in each one of these worlds and being part of it. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And Sergey, you were saying a lot in the Oval Office. I figured just somebody that likes to speak with his really wonderful MAGA girlfriend. So would you like to say a few words?
Well,
please?
babe, do you want to say something?
I truly, every time I'm here or in your presence, I'm so grateful. So thank you. It's like,
Thank
I
you.
can't believe it every time, like the inauguration here. I think you're doing amazing work.
Thank you very much.
We actually were just with Leonardo?
Leopold.
Leopold.
Should I mention?
He's
He's
in
in Venezuela.
Right.
And you're
of the
applying a
leaders
lot
of
of
the
pressure to Maduro. And I think that's phenomenal for an American president to actually be applying pressure there in Venezuela and then hopefully in Cuba and so forth. So there's a lot of civil rights work that you're leading. We didn't get a chance to mention. I also just wanted to mention, we don't have to get into all the details we talked about in the Oval Office, but I think it's a real incredible inflection point right now in AI, and the fact that your administration is supporting our companies instead of fighting with them. It's hugely important. Obviously, it's a global race, and I think we're at the cusp where these AI models are about to become profoundly useful, kind of beyond the, okay, wow, it's cool, can do that, but actually day-to-day incredible utility, incredible productivity. So very grateful for your administration support.
Well, you had a very good day yesterday. Google had a very good day yesterday. And do you want to talk about that big day you had yesterday?
I'm glad it's over.
Don't forget, Biden was the one that prosecuted that lawsuit. You know that, right?
Look, it's a long process. I appreciate that your administration had a constructive dialogue and we were able to get it to some of resolution. I would echo what Sergey said. I think the AI moment is one of the most transformative moments any of us have ever seen or will see in our lifetimes. So making sure the US is at the forefront, and I think your administration is investing a lot. Already the AI action plan under your leadership, I think, is a great start, and we look forward to working together, and thanks for your leadership.
Great job you're doing. Incredible, really, job. Lisa, how about you?
Well, Mr. President, it's such an honor to be here, and the incredible work that your administration has done to support the semiconductor industry. We're building the brains behind all of the wonderful AI that's being built here, and I think the amount of acceleration that we've seen just in the few short months that the administration has been in place is really, we're so grateful for that support. And we had a wonderful event this afternoon with the First Lady's support of the AI education plan. So I think the main message is we are all in to make sure that America wins the AI race, and it's an honor to be here.
Thank you very much. Great job you're doing, too. Amazing job, what you've done in a short period of time. Really amazing. And I see somebody down there, Bill, from Microsoft that has done a pretty good job, too. I'll tell you what, I had that stock, it was 28, and now it's about 500 and something. I don't know. It's what a job you've done. Would you say a few words about your company?
Absolutely, Mr. President. Thank you so much, obviously, for bringing us all together and the policies that you have put in place for the United States to lead. And one of the things that I think has made this industry unique is not only the innovation, but it's the market access that you have obviously championed for us all over the world, and also the trust the world has on American technology. I think that everything that you're doing in terms of setting in place the platform where the rest of the world can not only use our technology, but trust our technology more than any other alternative is perhaps the most important issue. And you and your policies are really helping a lot. So thank you very much. And also I wanted to thank Madam First Lady for hosting what I think is perhaps the most defining issue, which is about skilling and economic opportunity that comes with AI. And so I deeply appreciate your leadership there as well. Thank you.
Really, and a really amazing job you've done. Bill, would you like to say?
All right, so I want you to focus on what Bill Gates says, okay? He hasn't seen these people in one room for a long time. They're now here together with the president. They needed a leader. A leader leads. And guess what? Bill Gates looks very uncomfortable. Doesn't he look like he's under control right now, Shady?
Yeah, he looks very uncomfortable.
Let's listen.
Say a few words.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Oh, wait, sorry. Here we go.
You couldn't resist.
Well, I'm in the second phase of my career, giving away all the wonderful money that Satya's good work has helped multiply a lot. But I think the thing that ties my first career that I still spend some time on because AI is so phenomenal, and my second career is innovation, innovating in health in areas like vaccines or gene editing, and the President and I are talking about taking American innovation to the next level to cure and even eradicate some of these diseases. He mentioned polio, which is one that we're close. We don't need new science on that one. For some like HIV and sickle cell, we do need new science, but the US has the seeds that in the same way that Warp Speed took those seeds and put them together, I think something fantastic can be done. AI for our foundation is that we want a doctor for everyone in Africa through AI. We want farmers to have incredible advice and kids to have a chance to learn. So the work being done by the people at this table is changing the world. It's coming fast, so it's great. We all get together and talk about how the U.S. can lead in this key area and apply it even to the poorest outside the U.S. as well as to our great citizens. So thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That's very nice. Tim Cook, you've done an incredible job with Apple, little company called Apple.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Very, very few people have been able to do what you've done. Congratulations. Please.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States and have some key manufacturing, advanced manufacturing here. I think that says a lot about your focus and your leadership and your focus on innovation. I also want to thank you for helping American companies around the world. This is a very key thing, and I really enjoy working with your administration on those topics as well, because I think they're so important to the country. I want to thank the First Lady for focusing on education. There's nothing more important than education. It is the great equalizer and always will be. And so thank you so much for including me. We are all different in some ways, but we all believe in the power of technology to improve people's lives. And that is the thing that binds us all together.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's, you were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
600 billion, all right? It's a lot of jobs.
We're very
No one gets a free pass. 600 billion, 600 billion. That's $1.2 trillion, Shady.
Just between those two.
Those two.
proud to do it.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
sir.
Sam, you're a big leader of a very new industry at a very young age. You're a young guy. Do you want to tell us about what you're doing? You told me things before that are absolutely unbelievable. So what do you do?
Really quick, KX2, thank you for showing us this MG show. It's really interesting and love your commentary to it. Thank you. P83, $100 Rumble rant. God bless the MG show. God bless you. And thank you so very much. Wow.
You know, God bless our great president, the man, a determined leader. Like this guy is doing the right thing for us. Just think about that for just a moment. Let's just take a second and consider that what Donald Trump is doing right now, he is doing after the way he's been treated by every single outlet of the establishment that you could possibly point to, whether it's the globalist, whether it's the media, whether it's the government, whether it's the intelligence agency. It doesn't really matter. Every single one of them did it to him. The only people that stood by his side were you, the people, and you did it 3 times. We're now following the lead of a person who literally received. You can't take this away from him, no matter what you say. He received 215 million votes within an 8-year span between 2016 and 2024. The man received 215 million votes. You did that. You participated in that. So basically, you bought this car, and you've bought a gem. We bought a gem. And throughout everything that all the pressure and everything that everybody did to him, he's still doing the right thing for all of us, as opposed to thinking about his own mortality or thinking about his own well-being. That is amazing, man. I really can't say enough, and I can't have enough gratitude.
I just want to, read a post here because, people are making something out of nothing. How do you think that we're going to get, the call centers and all the different, like India, right? India has a huge technology reach here into Florida, or excuse me, into the United States. How are we going to get these people to capitulate, right? You're going to have a meeting with them. But this is what, let me read this in Laura Loomer's voice. Here we go, Shady.
Uh-oh.
I'm just waiting no we can guess at it. Okay. I'm just gonna pretend like tonight never happened.
You know what? You should be thankful that tonight happened because we are going to take our technology back, guys.
Why would you even like think about that? Like think about the mind control that it takes to put something like that out. What are you? Is there a single person in our audience that feels like that? Can we find a single person? I mean, this is the type of behavior that proves to you the difference between a real American that's really supporting the president and someone that has an agenda to make themselves more important than anybody else.
Yeah. And, this is how you do it, guys. You talk to everyone, okay? You give them a chance. President Trump is giving them a chance to stop being frickin' globalists and bring their business back to the United States where it belongs, okay?
He's basically forcing the issue. They don't really have a choice because if they say no, then the American people see what they're doing and they will turn them into Bud Light in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And Cracker Barrel.
Let's
you
go
saw
back.
what happened with those companies.
Yeah. Let's go back with the adults at the room and the kiddie table around the adults. Melania, our beautiful first lady, Donald Trump being the adults, and the little children around them. Kissing the adults' buttocks. Shady.
The ring.
Love it.
Kissing the ring.
I love it.
First of all, to echo the comments of Tim and others, thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president. It's a very refreshing change. We're very excited to see what you're doing to make all of our companies and our entire country so successful. The investment that's happening here, the ability to get the power in the industry back in the United States, I think this will set us up for a long period of great success leading the world, and I don't think that would be happening now without your leadership. We're very grateful to be able to build our company here, to build data centers here, to build the entire AI industry and lead the world in the United States. Echoing many.
Wait, we're going to build it here, not China? Oh, I'm going to just pretend this tonight never happened.
I'm just going to pretend it never happened. We're going to just leave the servers in China.
Yeah, let's leave them there because I don't like Bill Gates. I don't like him either, okay? But if you're under control, it's called the art of the deal. You take a bad deal and turn it into a good deal.
Jeff, it sounds like Loomer is over there with India and Russia and China.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like Loomer and Bannon are all like pro-China. Wow.
Mossad.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
I think this will transform the world in a profound way, and I think it really will be to the United States' advantage to be able to lead the world this way. The event that the First Lady hosted today about education was really wonderful, and watching what AI is doing even today for education and so many other industries is really great. So thank you so much for enabling this. We will invest a ton in the United States, and we will do our best to make sure that we continue to lead here.
That's right. Thank you. Hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's going to be well worth it. Then you have an unlimited market, right?
It seems like it.
Come to think of it, how much is Google investing?
We are well north of $100 billion. In the next 2 years, it's $250 billion
That's
in
great.
the US.
That's great.
I don't know.
We're proud of you. Very good. Thank you. A lot of jobs.
We need more than a ton, Sam. I was just, he said they were investing a ton, and I see 1 ton of $100 bills is only 90 million. So that's not quite enough, Sam. We need a little bit more than a ton.
What about Microsoft? That's a big number.
I would say each year we are close to, in the United States, around $75 to $80 billion.
Good. Very good. Thank you.
Less than a ton.
Would anybody like to say anything? You have a lot of geniuses on my right. Some young, some not so young. Mostly young. Come to think of it. Yes, please.
I just wanted to echo everyone's comments. I think we've been just very impressed with how this administration has really embraced AI. And I think that in addition to the infrastructure, the most massive infrastructure built in history, I mean, we're talking 10x the size of the Apollo program. I think also, to me, the most important thing is what AI will do for all of us. And I think that there's been a choice of whether to approach it with optimism. And I think that that's what I've really seen from this administration. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
You know, I like this one too. Katie Lady says, I like how Trump is taking their wallets to the party. How much are you giving? And you heard, like, so 850 billion, 600, a ton, let's say 100 million or a billion, right? These guys are, you know, this is a lot of money, guys.
Yeah, you're not supposed to ask people what they earn, but it's fine to ask them what they plan on investing.
Yeah.
Great job you're doing. Incredible job you're doing. I know every inch that you're building, and I can't believe it. They're big. The biggest buildings ever. You know, we talked about 100-story buildings. These buildings blow them away, right? So I just want to, they're more lateral than they are up and down, but they blow everything away. So congratulations. Would anybody like to say anything, please? Satya? Would you like to go, Safra?
This is a most incredible time. AI is going to change everything.
All right, I'm going to address it again, guys. Elon Musk had a prior engagement. Stop making a mountain out of a molehill. That's called histrionic. You guys are being psychopath histrionics by saying that. He had a prior engagement and sent somebody there on his behalf. Capiche? Capiche.
Everything. You hear all of us saying that, but the fact that you are our president and you recognize this right away and you've unleashed American innovation and creativity, all the work you're doing in basically every cabinet post, in addition to what's coming out of the White House, is making it possible for America to win. Today's event that was spearheaded by our wonderful First Lady, focusing on education, is the center of where we need to go, because it is all of these young people who can't be afraid of new technologies. They literally have to embrace it and make America even stronger. And that focus was very, very critical. And I think this is the most exciting time in America ever, at least that I remember. So thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate saying hello to everybody, Larry and everybody else. It's an amazing company that you're involved with and running. I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the media. They've been very nice lately, although I'm still here. So we have to. They made a couple of bad predictions. That was not good. I've never had that feeling before. I went to an event and people are coming up to me and saying, "You're still here." I said, "What do they mean by that? I didn't hear about this." But anyway, I do. The press has been great in terms of this industry, and they understand the importance of it. This is taking our country to a new level. We're leading the world. We're leading China, but we're leading the world by a lot. And we're leading it because of the people around the table. And all I can do is implement and make it a lot easier for you. And I'll be doing that 100%. So I just want to thank you all. Yes, did you have a question? Go ahead.
President.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, he's going to take questions, but Shady, real quick, I want to get this one done before we, keep going. Yeti, here we go. This is a football fanatics. Are you ready for some primetime football action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays, don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, or on westwoodonesports.com via Westwood One station streams, or by asking ALEXA to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. Boom.
Thank you.
Shady, this is good. So in about 9 minutes, we're going to be going to premium. So do not miss that. Get your premium today, but you will find a button as well. But let's listen to some of these questions. And wasn't it funny how President Trump, head on, they said I was dead, but here I am.
So don't you does that can I get a 17 out there if you see that success is your retribution? So are you still bogged down in the Epstein thing? Are you still bogged down in the Israel thing? Are you still bogged down in all of these different things that all these people want to pretend like that is important to you? Or do you see that success is your retribution? And do you see right now what whenever someone said Federal Reserve ending, Q said structure. This, as you will learn today in premium, how this connects to what you're seeing right now is restructuring what the globalist intended to do to you. Instead of destroy you, they now are being forced to build you up. That is I can't quantify to you how that is so much better than anything else you could have possibly wanted as quote unquote retribution.
Boom. This is it. This is how you get the people at the table that are on the Fortune 500, and we're going to talk about that coming up.
Thank you for the 17s.
At Rumble Premium. There was a lot of 17, Shady. I saw 'em. I gave one too. All right, so let's go back. Let's listen to some of these questions until the top of the hour, and then we're going to go right into Rumble Premium and talk about some real history of the America that you don't know. Most people, you guys know, but most people do not know. Where did the money come from? And we're showing you every Friday on Rumble Premium here.
Big connections to Huntsville and Alabama also within that stuff too, which is interesting with the weekly news connection.
Yep.
As well.
And the antitrust.
Yes.
Here we go.
Tomorrow we have a jobs report coming out, the first since the BLS commissioner who you fired won't be there. A lot of people will be turning to you to see if you believe the data that's released. Can you commit to saying the data will be credible?
The number, I don't know, they come out tomorrow, but the real numbers that I'm talking about are going to be whatever it is, but will be in a year from now when these monstrous, huge, beautiful places, they're palaces of genius, and when they start opening up, you're seeing, I think you'll see job numbers that are going to be absolutely incredible. Right now, it's a lot of construction numbers, but you're going to see job numbers like our country has never seen before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have two questions for you. First, after your phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky today, do you plan to speak with Russia's President Putin in the near future?
What?
If you will speak with President Putin
I will be, yeah, I will be. We're having a very good dialogue. I settled 7 wars. The one that I thought would be maybe one of the easiest. You know that feeling? You think one thing is going to be easier, turns out to be a little bit tougher. But the one that I thought would be an easier one because of my relationship with President Putin and with Ukraine and everything else, I thought it would be the Russia-Ukraine disaster, where this week 7,014 people were killed. Soldiers, in most cases soldiers, a few from Kiev, relatively few, but mostly soldiers, and they're being killed at levels that we haven't seen since World War II. And they're not American. They're not from any of the countries that some of you are from, but they're people, they're souls, and we'll get it done. But that's turned out to be the most difficult of the group. You know, I settled 3 wars. One was 31 years going. A lot of people killed, 10 million people. Another was 34, and another was 37 years it was going on.
Ending the endless, okay? This, when you restructure the Federal Reserve that's in charge of all this crap, listen, he's ending the endless, Shady.
The Federal Reserve was created to perpetuate endless war. That is why it was created. And that is what it did. It kicked off with World War I, World War II, and it kept you in endless war ever since. This man you're looking at right now is attempting to end the endless.
Boom.
And people said you can't settle them, and I settled them. This one turned out to be more difficult, but we'll get it. We're going to get it settled.
Mr. President, Senator Bill Cassidy said effectively we're denying people vaccines. Do you have full confidence in what RFK Jr. is doing?
Well, I didn't get to watch the hearings today, but he's a very good person. And he means very well, and he's got some little different ideas. I guarantee a lot of the people at this table like RFK Jr., and I do. But he's got a different take, and we want to listen to all of those takes. But I heard he did very well today. But it's not your standard. It's not your standard talk, I would say, and that has to do with medical and vaccines. But if you look at what's going on in the world with health, and look at this country also with regard to health, I like the fact that he's different. Okay?
Can you give us your latest thinking on semiconductor tariffs, sir, which you're considering imposing? And have you discussed that with any of the leaders?
Yeah, I have. I've discussed it with the people here, chips and semiconductors, and we'll be putting tariffs on companies that aren't coming in. We'll be putting a tariff very shortly. You probably are hearing we'll be putting a fairly substantial tariff on, not that high, but fairly substantial tariff, with the understanding that if they come into the country, if they're coming in, building, planning to come in, there will not be a tariff.
So investment.
If they're not coming in, there's a tariff, fairly substantial tariff. Well, I don't know if they're building here, and for the most part, I think they're building here. That's probably why they're here for the.
How come the media doesn't get it?
Like I would
They
say,
don't care.
Tim Cook would be in pretty good shape. No, please, in the
Mr.
back.
President, are you urging or encouraging any candidates in the New York City mayor's race to drop out?
All right, knock it off. Okay, these people are assholes. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, so we're going to be going here in about 3 minutes. So let's just wrap this up. Basically, this first segment. And Facebook, you're only going to see this first hour. Twitter, you're only going to, or X, whatever you call yourself now, you're only going to see the first hour. You need to go to rumble.com/MG show for the premium content, guys. It's only on rumble.com/MG show. Get there. Get Rumble Premium because you're not going to want to miss today's presentation. I tell you, Shady, you know, the short-sightedness of people not understanding because they don't like Bill Gates. I don't like Bill Gates either, okay? I didn't like some of Apple's stuff either. I didn't like that they have children. I mean, come on. Let's bring it back to America, guys. There's plenty of people here, besides the, you know, the laziest, the Gen Z is the laziest people out there. That their jobless rate is like 34%. But we need to get these people to work, okay, and be proud of something, to build something in order to. I guess I read this book a long time ago where a guy worked in a broom factory. He worked in a broom factory. He made brooms. Other people in America bought those brooms. that made him buy, the guy that bought the broom worked in a television factory. He worked at the television factory and he bought the broom. The guy that worked at the broom factory bought the television. It's not rocket science, guys. We need jobs in America. This globalism is dead, Shady.
The thing is that the people aren't getting is that these companies that are controlled by the intelligence agencies that we know were created by the intelligence agencies were forced out. Okay. The establishment said, you've got to go set up in China because we're going to get rid of America. Now what you're seeing that, wait a minute, no, they're coming back to America. That has to equate to the reality that the globalists are no longer in charge and no longer at the helm or sitting there in their little ship or whatever they're doing, pushing buttons and making America go away anymore. That's not what is happening. Donald Trump has said this won't happen, and everybody believes it so much that they're willing to start reinvesting in America again. That is how he beat them.
Premium content starts now. Now.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.